first started in 1953, the CIA-sponsored MKUltra involved the illegal experimentation of thousands of test subjects. These participants were hypnotized, heavily drugged, and tortured, all to see whether it was possible to manipulate and control a person's mental state, and as such create a program killer. However, before the project could fulfill its final ambition, it was shut down in 1973. Yet according to people like CIA analyst Victor Marchetti and MKUltra survivor Kathy O'Brien, it still continues to this day. But instead of just regular people, various celebrities, news anchors, and politicians are all now under the CIA's control. So from off-air recordings of President Bill Clinton to the bizarre mannequin-like appearance of Jalen Rose. Join us. According to the MKUltra theory, those who rule in the open, such as the US President, are merely puppets controlled by an entirely different order. One of these said puppets is former President Bill Clinton. In this unnerving off-air recording, Clinton is seen in a trance-like state. Further, he looks almost plastic and stiff, whilst his right eye appears hollow and black.
In covertly recorded off-air transmissions from the Bush-Clinton presidential election campaign in the 1990s, we can see that Bill Clinton was nothing more than a puppet to the puppet masters which placed him in the White House. Bill Clinton's demeanor seems to be similar to a person who is under a hypnotic trance.
However, Clinton isn't the only politician said to be mind-controlled. In this clip, taken from a 1990s conspiracy documentary series, the crew conduct an interview with US Department worker Kent Weideman. Apparently, at one point during the interview, Kent's mind control is momentarily broken, leading to a brief but creepy moment on camera.
We have no evidence at this point that the Chinese government is engaged in any policy or in any actions aimed at wiping out the Tibetans, or in short, reflecting a policy of genocide either against the Tibetan people themselves or against their culture.
At one point in this interview, we see that his mind control programming breaks down.
What about self-determination for Tibetans?
However, apart from just videos of the mind-controlled, there is also supposedly footage of those responsible. In this infamous clip, Barbara Bush, wife of former President George W. Bush, urges people to vote for her husband. Similar to the other videos shown, she never blinks, while she constantly repeats the same message and phrase, a common trait of hypnosis.
Every single man, woman, and child in the state of South Carolina awakens to a freer, safer world because of George Bush. I would remind people that every single morning we all awaken to a safer, freer world because of George Bush. And Nicole, I would remind you and the people of Florence that all of us awaken every single day to a freer, safer world because of George Bush. They themselves awaken every single day to a freer, safer world because of George Bush.
Besides politicians, multiple Hollywood celebrities are believed to be under the influence of MKUltra. One in particular is R&B singer Keke Wyatt. In this interview, her eyes seem to spasm and independently move on their own.
A lot of times you have to put emotions and business aside. You have to separate the two, and you don't know how to do that. So that's where I come in, and I keep your emotions and I deal with your emotions over here. But when it comes time for business, I implement what you told me on the emotion side into handling it in a professional manner, because sometimes it's hard for you to be professional.
Meanwhile, in this interview with Diane Sawyer, Britney Spears briefly breaks down and seems to transform into an alternate ego. Some viewers believe this transition is caused after Sawyer emphasizes the word spasms, to which Britney suddenly lifts up.
We've had a year that would test a lot of people. Illness in the family, a breakup, this spasm of publicity about what happened from Mexico to London.
It was pretty rough, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Ah, weird. Hello. Oh my goodness. Hello. Ew. Strong Brittany. Yeah, it was a weird time.
Out of all supposed characteristics of mind control, the most prominent is a sudden and lengthy blankness. An infamous example of this was NBC News anchor Al Rucker, who abruptly froze for at least 14 seconds. Interestingly, this started after his co-host said the phrase "Holy Ghost," which some believe to be a trigger word.
I'm Savannah Guthrie, alongside Matt Lauer and Al Roker. Will someone do the junior high hug dance? It's like this. You gotta make it real awkward.
That's exactly how you have to have a certain amount of distance between the bodies in junior high.
Yes, like they say in Catholic school, leave room for the Holy Ghost. Anyway, there is a lot of memories today, actually. It's a big day in music history.
35 years ago today, Elvis Presley passed away, the king of rock and roll. And as Mark Cohn says in his great song, Walking in Memphis, there's a pretty little thing waiting for the king down.
Meanwhile, whilst attending the latest basketball game, former player and now pundit Jalen Rose was caught looking paralysed. Rose though explained that he was simply focused on the game, yet his eyes never follow the ball, as you'd expect them to, nor does he even blink. However, the most creepiest video came during a segment of the sports show inside the NBA. For seemingly no reason, panellist and fellow former basketball player Shaquille O'Neal remains frozen for over a minute.
That could only be the musical stylings of Victor Oladipo, who is the reigning two-time champion of the All-Star Weekend player talent show.
You are talented. I give you a little credit on that. A lot of credit. You're very talented. I mean, you're not a karaoke guy like me, but you can ask. You know they call me Old Brown Eyes, right?
As a matter of fact, you both have experience singing New York, New York. His was at the Slam Dunk Contest. Yours was in Vegas.
Yes.
We had the show out there. Here's just a little sampling.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it in old New York. See, I love to do karaoke. That's good, isn't it?
You see those two mics back there?
You made up your own words.
You see those?
Wait, that was the words. In old New York? Yeah.
So that was 4 MK Ultra glitches and mind control videos. I hope you liked it. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Until next time.